Hello, everybody. May the clutch be with you. And I am back. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm Naomi the Brickanista, currently in Seattle, soon to be moving to Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, British Columbia. But I want to thank everybody for all your support because, as you know, I have been under the weather for about a month, almost a full month. It's been, I think, 3.5 weeks, and I finally got my voice back. Finally, have gotten to the point where I'm not into too many coughing fits, but if I do end up in a coughing fit, my guest is going to cover for me. And I'm super excited because I've been getting ready to move and I've been packing. And guess what I found? I found my Protect the Galaxy shirt just in time for May the 4th be with you. And for those of you who don't know about this shirt, this was one of the first 5K races I ran through this virtual running club. So I have a variety of these shirts that I've gotten through that program. And I realized I haven't done a 5K race in a long time. And once I get my health back, I am going to be getting a little bit more vigorous in my exercise routine. And Glenn Copeland is in the house. Hey, Glenn. Me clutches pearls. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to say thank you again for all your support. I've been receiving a lot of messages from people checking in on me, making sure I'm okay. And I just wanted to tell you that it has been a humbling experience when you go from 4 times a week streaming down to 1 time a week streaming and then once every 2 weeks because you just don't have the voice or the energy to do it. And people have sent me emails too. I just got this email from somebody in New Zealand asking if I'm going to be doing the New Zealand Lego Masters Season 2. And right before I got sick, I had sent a note down to TMNZ down there saying, hey, are you going to let us interview the candidates again? So fingers crossed, that's going to happen. And I know we're going to be a couple weeks late because that started on April 10th. But trust me, on April 10th, I just was not feeling well enough. I mean, I couldn't even keep my eyes open long enough to look at the screen of anything. So thank you again, everybody. You've been awesome. And Brick Jedi's in the house. Hey, Brick Jedi. So I had reached out to our guest because he has been so kind and checking in on me. And also he sent me a gift. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to go live and have you as a guest so I can open this on stream with you here. And I just wanted to say, please help me welcome to the stream. Many of you know, regular PT McEwen. How's it going, PT?
Or is it hey?
Hey. Or you can use the Lego hands.
Lego, yeah.
The Lego hands, like hello.
That's all right.
Yeah, in the deaf community, that's how you do applause, right?
Yeah.
So when you wave, we could do the Lego wave instead.
Lego wave, yes.
Yes, everybody at home's doing this now. So, but welcome, PT. So good to have you here.
Well,
And
thanks for the invite.
I know you've been in the chat many times, and I realized you've been on Mock Improv several times, but I haven't actually interviewed you as a builder and some of the things that you focus on. And I know you and I have collaborated on a couple of different projects. And I said, I should just interview you and have people learn more about some of the work that you do. And you also had brought to Pandy's Play Space, which is for members only. This is a group that we meet every now and then on Fridays. And he's shared with us a mock library. And I said, what? What? You have a mock library of trees and other things? So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I just wanted to say thank you again because you've been one of my big supporters. And while I've been sick, you've been checking in on me and making sure I'm okay. And probably people know if you follow me on a regular basis, you know my voice is not 100%. But at least I feel now that I can keep a conversation going and make sure that you get the value, especially when I interview somebody like you, PT. Oh, so why don't you tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself? Because I know you're based in Southern California. How did you get involved in the hobby? What was your start there?
Well, I think like a lot of people, I grew up with Lego. You know, as a kid growing up, I have an older brother and a younger brother, and we played Lego all the time. And somewhere in high school, I think I went through the dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I don't remember exactly when that started, but I do remember when I came back to Lego. I was a sophomore in college. I'm sorry, no, yeah, I was a sophomore, junior in college, and I
Mm-hmm.
was at a Super Walmart doing grocery shopping, and I said, "Hey, I can get whatever I want." And so I went down the Lego aisle, and I was like, "Wow, look at these!" And there was a lot of cool sets, and so I put one in the cart, and then it kind of became a thing where I'd go grocery shopping once a week, and then I'd go
And you treat
drop a box
yourself
of
to
Legos.
a set.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
so that's how I started. And I
Mm-hmm.
haven't stopped. I mean, it
Right.
evolved over time. It was really good. Lego was great for me. Was I think a young professional trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out. Sometimes you have stressful days, and it was
Oh, yeah.
so very therapeutic to just come and open a box, build it, and just kind of forget about the world and everything, and you could just build
Right.
build the box, and
Plus, you have a sense of accomplishment after you've finished a set and you make something beautiful.
you
But
do.
you must have gotten to a point where after building the sets, then you decided that, okay, I'm going to start building mocks or my own creations. And so when did that start? When was that turning point when you stopped going to Walmart just to get a set after you went grocery shopping and then decided, you know what, I'm going to part these out and start making things of my own?
It was actually probably when our son was born, about 15 years ago, because we would build stuff, and he would like, I want a post office. Okay, so now we would just build a post office, or we would build
Oh.
whatever. Before that, it was just set building. I mean, it was more
Mhm.
of just, hey, I like this set. I did have a tub that, because there was a period where some Lego designs were not good, and you're just like, this is poorly engineered, and I'm like, yeah,
No,
okay,
and the
boom,
instruction
it goes
books
in the tub.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
instruction books are terrible too. That's why
yeah,
it's interesting when you see some of the old castle sets and people are struggling to put them together.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah,
things have improved so much. So
absolutely.
really, your son is the one who got you started in mock building.
Yeah, just because he wanted
Mhm.
something, he wanted to build something. Okay, and we just started building
And you
out of
tear
it.
apart a set for some bricks and then
Yep,
put that
there was.
together.
I will, to full disclosure. There was a time where he had his Legos and I had mine,
Uh-huh.
and
Right.
he could not touch mine.
Oh, it was like that in the Lego movie, right, where
Yeah, except I don't glue.
it's the
I don't
big
glue.
city in the basement, and don't you
Yeah,
touch my city, and yeah,
yeah, and that
wow.
and so our Lego hobby kind of grew out of that. We
Mm-hmm.
actually took over our guest room, and then we put a piece of plywood over the bed in the guest room, and we built a city over it. And then
Wow,
my wife finally said, "You know what? Let's just no, we don't use that guest room. Just take the
just
dresser
use
and the."
it.
And so then we went to IKEA, got the tables, set up this whole
Yep.
city. And then it went from there. We had like a little, we'd call them islands, like a little out in the house somewhere. We'd build like a little airport or helipad and build a little town. And then
Oh, that's
he
cool.
had he had one in his bedroom. He had one in the office, and then the guest room was the big city.
Right.
Um, and we would fly helicopters and planes and boats back and forth between all the
Between
islands.
the islands. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a great idea.
yeah. And so then my wife
Wow.
said, what, 5 years ago, we were looking for a new house. And she says, I want to consolidate all your Legos into one area, into one area that we
In
don't
one
have.
portion of the house,
Yeah,
but you've almost taken like a wing of your house
I
because
have. We
I
have a,
have had you've been such an awesome host. When I was traveling, I was able to stay. Some of you know that I was taking care of my dad when he was in the hospital. And when I was driving back, I told PT, I'm going to be driving through LA and then coming up. And he said, you have to stay at my house because you have an amazing guest suite area. And of course, he said, all species are welcome. So
yeah,
my dog was able to come too, which was really cool.
we are a
And then you have
multi-species
a
household. Yes.
lab, an actual Lego lab where you do some of your experimenting with,
This is
which is where you're in right now.
this is the
Give you
lab.
full screen.
Yeah. So basically, small parts here you can't see off to the side. There's
Hmm.
a wall of sterilite basically on this side.
Right.
And
And
then
then you have your
underneath the
mock
tables.
tray section too. which was like a baker's tray almost, right?
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Oh, right there. This whole speed tray
Right.
thing.
I
So
love that technique where you can start working on your mock and then put it in that tray holder.
yep.
And then you decide you want to work on another mock, you pull that tray out, start working on it, put it back.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest challenge I have is that I might be working on 3 or 4 different mocks at the same time, and they're in different places of my apartment. So I love that idea. And I may just look for a baker's rack, something
Yeah.
like that to put.
Yeah,
put
and
that
find
in.
trays that work for it. Those are IKEA trays. I had the
Yep.
luxury of my dad has a shop that he can weld and build almost anything. And I asked him,
Wow.
gave him a tray, and I said, can you build me a speed rack? So he built it for me.
Wow. That's a
But
cool
yeah, no,
father-in-law.
I mean, all mock builders, we all, you're
Mhm.
always, you're working on something, and then you're like, oh, I'm missing this. So you go make a parts order. Well, it's going to take a week or two, depending on
Right.
where you're getting them from. And so it's always nice to just keep the mock on a tray, shelve it,
Mhm.
pull, work on something else.
Yeah.
Or you do have different ideas, and I do have labels on those because I have like I shouldn't say long-term projects, but projects, something I'm like, I think I'm going to do this. I have an idea, and I kind of let it formulate for a while, and it might take
Right.
3-4 months as I'm getting ideas, and I'm like, oh, and then I'll just put parts and order things and put stuff there, and just kind of, I have a little sketchbook that I'll sketch ideas and things in. I'm not the best artist, so I have a lot of arrows kind of explaining what this is.
To explain to yourself so you remember what was it I was
Exactly.
thinking at that time?
Exactly, because I can't
Right.
draw exactly what the way I want it to look, and so I just put an arrow and say, this is that, this is this, so,
Right.
yeah.
And it seems like, you have this work area in the lab, and then you also have within your house some display pieces, especially after the rebranding of the Adults Welcome section. So I know you have the globe, for example, and that's like a centerpiece on one of your bookshelves. And so it sounds like your wife has said, okay, Lego can be in other parts of the house too.
It's pretty much exclusively upstairs. So yeah, we have some display cabinets in the hallway.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there's a few other things at the end of the hall. A lot of the botanicals look really nice.
Yeah, the botanicals are beautiful.
So it looks like there's a bouquet of flowers at the end of the hall underneath a painting. So it looks nice.
Right. Yeah, I love my botanicals. In fact, that's probably now one of my favorite lines, just because, and I mentioned this the other day when I was working on the Technic dump truck, that the botanical line is actually Technic sets that are disguised as bouquets. Oh, Spot the Magic Ninja's in the house. Hey, Spot, how's it going? Yeah, so I'm returning back to streaming, hopefully on a regular basis, and I'm still up in Seattle right now on my 200 megabit pipe. But when I get down to Vancouver, I already tested it out last, I think a week ago. I think I did a Thrifty Thursday from Vancouver, and it was just wicked fast. I'm just so excited about it. So the way PT and I met is we knew each other through Tricky Bricks online. So Tricky Bricks would have these challenges, and then we would post our challenges. And mine were usually at the beginning because they went alphabetically, and yours were kind of in the middle for all of the challenges. And then we finally got a chance to meet in person. I think our first in-person meeting was at Bricks Cascade in 2020. Is that right? Or were you there, or were you 2022?
No, we were there. Wait, what is today's the 23rd, 22nd? No, 2022 was the first one. I think.
So then I met you at Bricks by the Bay then. Okay. Yeah. And one thing that both PT and I really like to do are microscale builds following the Micropolis standard. And so we started hanging out at the Micropolis builds and shared ideas and different things. And then we also connected with Zonker Harris when we got to Bricks Cascade. And Zonker is a wizard when it comes to lighting. And then all of a sudden, he was lighting many of our builds at Bricks Cascade. And then we started adopting Zonker's standard, where we use the arches underneath so you can route the wires. So he was really excited, I think, at that Bricks by the Bay, because it was kind of like, okay, I'm vindicated. I've got people outside of my own group who are doing this standard. So we do have to share with you some of PT's builds because PT, if you're not following PT, he is p.t.mcEwen on Instagram. So you can see his site here. But I wanted to share with you some of his recent builds. And it's kind of deceiving because when you first look at his page, you see this pile of different elements. But you have to go scroll through this because look at what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
And what's amazing about this PT is just your ability to do these like seed part challenges. And
yeah, that's exactly what those are. There was like I saw a part on the pab wall, and I saw these. I guess they're fenders or whatever they are for cars or something. And I was just like, "This is a neat color." And then I'm like, "What would I do with these?" And I just filled a cup and brought them home. And then I just kind of started fiddling with some layouts. Actual building. I'm a physical building, not digital. And I just started.
I'm the same way. I don't do much digital.
Yeah.
But what I was mentioning earlier about these arches underneath. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Micropolis standard, hold up. So the Micropolis standard, you'll notice that if you count this across as 8 studs across or 16 studs across, it's a 16 by 16 plate. And then midway through or right dead center, you have this 1x4 Technic brick. And then you have these 1x4 arches. And this is where you run the power cables underneath right here to allow you to connect them. So is this one lighted as well? Did you put lighting?
It will be. That's my I've got a couple weeks before Cascades. And so the ones we're looking at will all get lit up.
That is going to look amazing.
Yeah, so that's the palms, and that one's actually it's actually 16 by 32. It's a
because you have the double.
Yeah.
And then I love what you did here with this top-down view as well. And is this an ambulance?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's meant to be.
Because it almost makes it look like a hospital in a way.
Oh, that's true. I guess it could, but it's actually it's the Palms.
It's like a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. It's beautiful. It is really beautiful, and I just love your aesthetic for micro scale builds. And here's another view, the side view.
Yeah, I wanted to get kind of down below and see what the
like you're looking up.
Yep.
So so that is that blue seed part.
Yep.
And then here we have another one.
Again, these were little vehicle flaps. Yeah. I had no idea what to do. I just kind of like, all right, and I kind of so I got them. This is a business complex. It's Tornado Tower.
Tornado Towers.
Yeah, there's a side view, and you see it kind of funnels up with a helicopter on top.
I like how you have these little like satellite dishes. Now, what is this?
That's a helicopter.
It's a helicopter. Oh, adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, high-powered business executives need to get to their appointments, and so they can fly off the top of the roof.
Of course, it's a fancy tower.
Yes.
Here's another view.
That's the view. Yeah, so you can kind of see how it's like a funnel, like a tornado.
Yeah. Well, the other view also gave you that feel.
Yeah, a little bit
more of emotion, almost. Yeah. And then it looks like Professor Meng Bang. I love this design. Some of the usernames are hilarious. All right, so we have that. And then we have this, which I love this part, which has become more popular with winter builds.
Yeah.
And look what you've done with this, with the roof line. I just love this. And for those of you who are wondering about this is also kind of a new standard where I think it's called a wedge plate. Is that right?
A kite plate.
A kite plate.
Yeah, Dag designed it. He showed it to me last Bricks Cascade last year, and
he
just kind of designed it, and he had one with a building on it, and I said, all right. And what it does is it helps move your city so you can have it kind of going 30 degrees this way and 30 degrees that way. And
Right.
so on a table, you could kind of stand at this side looking this way or looking that way. And you can see down the streets. And it just gets it off the grid pattern is what we were trying to do, is what he was trying to accomplish.
Right. So
yeah.
People are saying, so cool. And I love just filling a large cup with a given piece. And GLS is in the house. How's it going, Con? Good to see you here. And yep, howdy. And yep, looks rad. So so everybody loves what you've been doing with microscale. And in this case, it's something you probably, have you ever thought about doing like a challenge, a seed part challenge for microscale? Because this is right up your alley.
Sure, Naomi, if you want to.
Yeah, I have thought about that.
No.
I mean, I could co-host one with you if you want.
It doesn't have to be Micropolis. It could just be a seed part to play with.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is I've already been approached by my friend Brighton Bricks, Nick Bright, about doing challenges in the month of May. So I will be announcing one of those challenges at the end of the stream. But, you know, since we're talking, these are everything you've done here is a seed part challenge made into Micropolis.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing. And I love all the different views that you've put here. And I think to the fountain, let's go back to the fountain here. This is where you use those
energy pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. Those came from the Marvel sets?
I think that's where they first started showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's brilliant for a fountain. And you put the little trophy guy on top too.
Little statue. This one is supposed to be City Hall.
Oh.
If you notice, there's no parking. But yeah.
That's hilarious. Wow.
So yeah. And then that little on the corner there, that's a little semi truck making the turn.
Oh, is that what that is? You know what's interesting is I introduced Micropolis to this 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
His name was Paolo at a mini maker fair. He showed up early with his dad, and we were just kind of, you know, talking to him, and he said, "Can I do this too?" And you know, we told his dad, "Here, take some photos." And we said, "Look, if you bring it tomorrow, we'll put it in the city." And the reason why you mentioned the turn of that semi truck, he put a semi truck turning the corner around his red building too. So I wanted to share with you, this is when I was mentioning earlier that PT and I have collaborated together, is that this is when I was working on those round towers using DOTS bracelets. And I started doing this. This was my first one, the BBN tower over here. And then I made one for the WBI and one for the Tiago Catarino tower. And then PT said, "Hey, you know, I want to make some of those too." And we talked about it on a sort lug call. And then he said, "You know, I'm going to be at Cascades and you're going to be at Cascades. Why don't we just do a collab?" And so we did something called the Round Tower District. So these are PTs here in the front, and then mine are here on the side. And you can see that with Micropolis, if you follow the standards, it's just all these city blocks. And when we clustered ours together like this, it really came together really well. And I was really excited about this. And that's why if you want to get started on collabs, the best way to do it is just do something modular, something very small that you can just focus on and then connect it to a bigger city. And then this is part of the collab with Tricky Bricks, where we had the apartments. This was at Bricks Cascade as well. So we've done 2 collabs here. And then we also did a collab, another microscale collab over at Bricks by the Bay. And I think we're going to be doing one at Bricks Cascade coming up in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, same thing. Doing the Micropolis, and then we're doing the Friends Castle mashup for. Tricky Rock.
I forgot about the Friends Castle mashup. I'm going to have to put something together. And you asked me that the other day, and I think the Panda Palace I was working on. I might pivot that into a Tricky Bricks Friends Castle build.
So these are the little. These little guys are the friends for the castle build, little warriors and wizards and whatnot. But yeah, I have my castle build. I started. It's not totally completed, but it's pretty good.
Well, I wanted to point out to people, because there's several people here in Tricky Lug, that the one on the far left here, this is actually an Avengers Tower, and he called it Friends Vengers, Friend Vengers. Yeah, this is Rob Zaccardi. The one next to it, this one is from Aubrey Kovach, and she did like Maktura's apartments, which are just beautiful with the black and the lavender. And then I think I know a few of these too. Which one is yours, PT? Yours is over here, right?
Yeah, the two blue and neon or lime green. Those are my
These,
two
right?
apartments. Yeah, I have Ariel's apartment on top, and it's Mulan's apartment down below.
Oh, nice, nice. And then this corner one is the top, I believe, was Yano.
Mm-hmm.
And then the corner is the thrift store that was Flynn and Richard. Mine is in here too, but it's around the corner and you can only see the helipad. So I did a whole tower, just like Aubrey did a whole tower, and mine was Queenie's. Oh gosh, it was the Kingsman series. It was.
That's right. I remember that one.
Yeah,
That's
it was I think called Queenie's Tower or something like that, and I had a storefront, like a dress shop, and at the very top, this is a helipad, and you might, I don't think you can see it here, but I think Super Sewer Baby is on here too. Just like a callback to the Super Sewer Baby days. Yeah, but anyway, let me go back to the chat, see how the chat's doing. Sort Lug, Blavender, that's right. Oh, Brick Hive's in the house. Hey, Brick Hive, how's it going? Yeah, we're talking with PT McEwen and talking about some of the collabs that we've done together. And this is on his Instagram account, p.t.mcEwen. And if you are interested, I would definitely recommend that you follow him on Instagram. So we're talking about, today's episode is about Micropolis, mock libraries, and measurements. So this is the Micropolis portion. So I'm going to stop sharing now, because I want to make sure that you get a chance to see PT's actual library, which I think is super cool. He shared this on a Pandy's Play Space session, which was a lot of fun. And so what is a mock library, you might be asking? Well, this was a really cool concept that PT and Brick Jedi and I were chatting in a Zoom call the other day. And he goes, yeah, I've been working on these trees, and I just decided to make a mock library of trees. I go, oh my God, you got to share that with people. That is the coolest idea. So there you go, PT.
Well, so, we were talking Micropolis. I'll start with this one. But, as you start building, I find ideas throughout the year, and I'm like, oh, look at these. These are all kind of micro scale trees that could use. There are obviously others, and if I find something, I'll add it. But this is my micro scale tree library. Right. So I kind of look at it for inspiration. I may build and use some of those trees right off the bat.
Well, I recognize some of them, like the one in the back on, I guess your right, my left, the second from the back. That one, yeah. That looks like a Christian Benito build, because he does something similar on his canals, that when he puts together his Micropolis canals, he has trees very similar to that, but they're usually yellow or orange. He likes to use those, but yeah. So I think, and then some of the other trees you may have seen in other builds, like I think, I'm trying to think, one of them I think is from a Minecraft set.
I don't know. They could be. I honestly don't know, because as I go, I just start building, and I go, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And so that gives me an idea, something I'm looking for.
It's a great idea, because I've kind of done something similar, but I've never put them together like that, of birds. I've got a bunch of birds, those like the little crow that was in the medieval set.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah,
have
yeah.
another one that's a chicken from another set. And I'm like, I've got the birds all made. I just never put them together. And so I'm probably going to do that now. Call it my bird menagerie or my bird collection or library, my bird library. So
So
let's see what else you have. You have
so
some other
this
ones
is
too.
kind of more my minifig scale.
Yeah.
Library of trees. Sorry, it's a little crazy to look at. It's
No, it's beautiful.
some are a little higher,
Yeah.
This one you guys might have from if Tricky Lug, you might have recognized. I did this for it was a Secret Santa build. I did a
Mm-hmm.
pine tree like that in a winter scene.
Yeah.
Um,
Those are
these,
great.
yeah, the pine trees. The only thing about the pine trees is like a true pine tree, they drop their
Mm-hmm.
needles all the time.
Yeah. And
Uh,
the ones in the front, they remind me of like Dr. Seuss builds, when you see
yeah,
there was, I think it was Baylug that did a Dr. Seuss
they
collab.
did.
And
They
I
did.
think they did a lot of trees similar to that.
I have a new favorite tree, Rolf Langer.
Oh, yes.
I
Yeah.
love this little
That
guy.
is an awesome tree.
We did a lug spring thing, and I built several of
Mm-hmm.
these and used them on my little mock. But yeah, this is
Yeah.
love this design.
It's a
So
nice design, very classic, simple,
yeah,
very
so that
elegant.
that's my new favorite tree. Haven't added it to the library yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
probably have to
it's
expand it.
being
It's
read right now off the shelf.
good.
So Spot thinks I should call it a bird sanctuary. That's a good
Hey,
idea.
there you go.
Save the birds. So do you have any other libraries that you also use for
No,
reference?
for those, it's really just the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I do have, and I don't have it out, but I have for my Acropolis. I actually
Mm-hmm.
have a vehicle one. I have like a two by, I don't know, it's
Oh
two by
yeah.
16, and I have different types of vehicles on. Actually, I have a couple rows of those.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking for ideas and designs.
Right. The
Sedans,
ambulance,
pickup trucks, yeah, ambulance, fire truck,
right?
police
The
cars,
semi truck. Yeah.
yeah, things like that.
The
Little,
helicopter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I build those, and I'm like, oh, that's cool
That's
because
a
it's
great
a few
idea.
pieces. It's just a few pieces, and then you just put it on there, and that way I'm like,
Right.
oh. So because I'm not a digital designer, I'm always, I like to see the brick and feel the brick. That's
You're
why
very tactile.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have the libraries to just kind of like pull them from and say, okay, what have I got going on here?
Right. So is this a good time? I should open what's in the package
Sure, have at it.
before we segue into measurements. Normally, I was talking to PT about this, and normally when I interview somebody, it's also linked to a tech tip. And as you know, I've been sick, but I did have a tech tip idea, and I was talking to PT about it. So let me share with you, I guess, what the tech tip idea is, and then you're getting a preview, and then PT will show you the one he has. But this is, oops, wrong direction. This is a ruler. They often call it a stud ruler or a brick plate ruler. And this one is an idea I got from Gwyneth Cosbeil. And unfortunately, she's not able to interview with me because she works for Bricklink. But what she did, which is really, I think, pretty creative, is that I'll use my down camera in a little bit because it's getting confused, is that on the back, she put plates on there. And what's cool is that you can measure something. I'll do this with the down camera, but you can measure something in bricks and plates as well as studs with one tool. So that's something that's going to be the tech tip. Yes, a tech tip. So I've been doing 2-minute tech tips on my Instagram Reels account. And in fact, Brick Hive is in here. So he did one for me about how you put in the 1x2 tiles in a kind of a herringbone cross pattern. And this is an idea that I got from Gwyneth when I looked at her Instagram account. So I'm going to give her credit for getting the idea, but unfortunately she can't be on the show. But anyway, so going back to PT, is that I showed this to PT and he goes, "Oh yeah, I got a ruler kind of like that." And yeah, so this is the small version of his ruler.
Yeah.
So
this is just a brick ruler, you know, when you're measuring and you're building
Right.
stuff, and you can just kind of like, okay, how tall is it real quickly?
Yeah.
Put it there and just go, okay. So it's basically it's 5 bricks, you know,
Mm-hmm.
each color, each
Right.
band, red,
So
white,
you
red,
do it
white.
in groupings of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's for me, that's just kind of, I'm, you know, in that 5, 10, 15, 20 kind of
Right.
cycle. So, but
And
it helps with measuring real quick instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, you
right.
just kind of stack it. There it is. And then my other one, which I was laughing, I built this for a ship timber build. So this is 100 studs. Actually, it's 102 with the yellow tips, and the midpoint is this teal round. But it's a to measure to do a ship timber build. I was a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
I started building one. I just ran out of time. I couldn't do it in the entire month.
But you made the measuring stick.
Well, yeah, because I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure I needed to know how big this thing had to
Right.
be. So you know, I just at some point I'll get back and try to do a September build.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
Brick Jedi thinks that Lego should make those, all these different measuring things. But the cool thing is that we're AFOLs. We can make our own.
yeah.
And so Brick Hive thinks this is an excellent idea for a tech tip. And yeah, I will share with you my down camera, and then I'll show you a little bit more detail about the one that I got from Gwyneth, because she really is pretty amazing. Have you seen Gwyneth's builds? I don't know if you've been to. I know she's in the Southern California area, so
Yeah.
one of her builds is actually at the Lego house right now. It's the different album covers that she did. I have to adjust my lighting here, which is why my light is in the way of my down camera. So that's why I got to stage this a little bit better. Yes, you got to love utility mocks. Definitely. Yes, and they
Utility
should
rock. That's
work
good.
one into the length of the brick separators. Yes, in fact, that's a great point. I should grab a brick separator and say, how long is a brick separator? Anyway, okay, so let me share with you this on my down camera. Yeah, there you go. So what
It's
is it,
about
PT?
it's looks like it's 7 and 2 plates.
Okay. I don't have a brick separator handy, but I'll do that for the video. Okay,
There
so
you
just
go.
to kind of give people a sense, the one thing that's very clever about Gwyneth's is that she uses these 1x2 double studs, and they're staggered. So then that way you can remember that they're staggered every, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, on the bookends of 6 studs, because then you can put a 1x8 and connect that. So one thing that she did is she made these double on both sides, 1x2 doubles, and then they're separated out by also these 1 studs in case you want to, you know, take a look at how many these are. I think these will attach to, yeah. So she has just a regular 1x1 snot brick, and then she's got these 1x2 plates, and then the bricks on the edge. So if you have something, this is what I was planning to do. If you have a mini doll and you want to know how tall is this mini doll, then you can count this up and you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, it's pretty much 5 bricks tall, but if you add the little ornament on top, it's one extra plate. So anyway, it's a cool way to start measuring things. And then the other cool thing is because she put these on the back. Oops. It's a good thing it's Lego. And she said she did this just to kind of stick it together. You can say the same character is 5 bricks, 1 plate tall, and 6 studs tall. So you can measure things in studs and in plates and bricks. So anyway, I thought it was really cool. And this is going to be my next tech tip video. And as you know, I haven't posted one in a while because I've been sick. But anyway, so yeah, I think you're right. If we worked it into the side of a brick separator, that might be kind of cool to just put little notches on there. So I don't know, Lego, if you're listening, but something to think about. But so we were just talking about measurements, and I will not be talking about LDUs, was it Lego design units
Yeah.
but let's just say that if you don't have one of these, it's easy to make and it's something you might want to have handy, especially if you're working on a mock that says specifically, like right now, I'm working on a mock that is the dystopian bunkers for Bricks Cascade. And they said you have to put one plate down, 12 bricks, another plate, and another plate of jumpers at the very top. And so you have to be very precise to have 13 bricks tall. So I'm probably going to extend this another, I don't know, 5, 6 bricks. And then I could say, okay, it's 13 bricks tall. Next, right? So anyway, so yeah, that's your tech tip. You get a preview, folks, of what the tech tip is. But in addition to that, but wait, there's more. So what I'm going to do, LDU stands for, Lego Draw Unit. Okay, thank you. Glenn is always such a wealth of information, as defined by 1/8 of a plate. So yeah, maybe we'll have you, Glenn, on sometime to be able to talk about that. And oh no, my scissors are not here. Where did my scissors go? Okay, well, I think I might have to just use my fingers for this. But PT always sends me these little gift packages. And I just got this, and because he said, "When are you leaving? Because I want to send you something before you go." Hey, girl. My dog is staring at me right now. What is it? Do you want to say hello to everybody? So here we go. And he always puts these nice little notes in here. Got these poly bags in a bulk lot. Thought they could be used for a giveaway on your show. Well, there you go. Maybe we could just go ahead and do a giveaway today. Because I didn't know that these were going to be in here. So let's look at the poly bags. We have.
I think they're all. Yeah, I think they're all the same.
Oh, the Panda 3-in-1. I've been looking for this one.
Yeah, I think they're all the same. I think there's 3 or 4.
Are they all the same?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, clearly I've got to keep one. Yes. Okay. We will do a Panda poly bag giveaway. Look at that. We get 3 of these. We also have, awesome, these gold swirl pieces. Gold 1x1s with bar. Nice. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, it says Elephant Girl, but we know it's not the Elephant
Girl. That's just a reused plastic bag.
Yeah, but these corner, what I love about this is that olive green, right?
Yep, it was a leftover from the Micropolis I did. One of the Micropolis that I recently built. I had a cup of that, and those were
Now these, let me see, because it's hard to tell with this. So give a yay. Yes, we're gonna do a give a yay. Oh yes, and Spot, you're so right. It's a whole embarrassment worth. For those of you who don't know, a group of pandas is called an embarrassment. Okay, so this is the 1x3 double jumper. Nice. In black. That is great. And we have, more of these glove clips is what Debo calls these. And what's great about these, if you don't know about the utility of these, is in addition to, the clip on this side, is you could put a tube on this end or some other, part that will fit into that. And then we have some Technic 1x2s with a Technic pin, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Basically, when I have a lot, I just kind of like, okay, I put some in a little bag, put it off to the side.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So what I'm going to do, there's only 3 people who are in the chat right now. At least people who are showing up on my stream. Maybe what I need to do is say, okay, if you want to be in the giveaway, you're going to have to, put in something in the chat so that you show up. And then I can, let me get a wheel going here. Wheel of names.
There you go.
Wheel of names. I use Wheel of Names all the time. Okay, this is great. Let's see. Hold up. Something. I'm building and listening. Okay. All right, so we have Brick Hive, we have Glenn Copeland, we have GLS, Spot the Magic Ninja. Okay, so let me go share my screen. All right, let me move this out of the way. And let's go share that screen. Wheel of Names. And you can see I should make a couple announcements while we're doing this. So you notice that this Wheel of Names has feeding a robot horse because we just did a mock improv. I shouldn't say just, we did it last month. And we're doing another mock improv, the re-brick this style. So you probably remember that Debo and I have been doing re-brick challenges. And I talked with Debo about this and he said, yeah, go for it. And we're going to be using the set, which is the Forest Creatures set, the one with the purple owl on the front. So Brick Jedi and also PT have agreed to be on the show. I'm going to recruit some other builders. And the reason why we're doing a re-brick this one is this Sunday, I'm going to be at my new apartment. And I have no idea how well I'm going to be able to access my collection. So by doing a re-brick this challenge, you're able to use all the pieces in the box. Plus, I think we give a 12-piece allowance if you want to add some others. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of names in here. Brick Hive is here. We have Spot is here. Glenn. We have GLS. I know you and I are here. Who else is here? Brick Jedi's here, right? Brick Jedi is in the house. Okay.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Am I missing anybody else? Who else is anybody gonna drop in and say hello? Sometimes, who is it? Yin Yang 847 will sneak in there, or somebody else. Okay. All right. I think I've got everybody. And I think what I'm gonna do is let's go ahead and spin the wheel. We're not gonna do last person standing. We're gonna do whoever the wheel hits. Okay, so let's go back to the Wheel of Names because I have to go to that tab and hit it. There we go. All right, so who's going to get this embarrassment? Oh, is it? It is. Good. The reason why I say good is GLS is local to me, so I don't have to drop it in the mail. Okay, Con. Congratulations, Con. All right. So I am going to send this. Thank you, PT, for that gift. And what I'll do is maybe since we're having a mock improv and you're going to be on the mock improv on Sunday, I think we'll maybe do another one on Sunday for people who want to join it.
There you go.
So I'm going to put it in the chat that we're going to do mock improv, re-brick this version. And it's going to be on Sunday. I think we're going to do it at noon instead of 1 o'clock. And the reason for that is I have to catch a train at 3:24 to get back up to Seattle to get my car and my dog. I'm having a friend of mine take care of my dog over the weekend. So what I'm going to do is I'm driving a U-Haul truck down to Vancouver on Saturday evening. Sunday, I'm going to have movers unloading the truck, and then we're going to do mock improv, and then I'm going to go catch the train to go back up here to get my dog and my car. So anyway, the set is, all right, Sunday at 12 p.m. So Brick Jedi, I hope that time works for you as well. I just have to move it an hour because the movers are coming at 9 a.m. They should be only 2 hours to get it all done. And then we'll do mock improv at noon, and then that'll give me until about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Then I have about an hour and a half to get to the train station. So wow. It's going to be a tight schedule for me, but
that is a tight schedule.
I think I'm sure I can do it. I'm confident. I'm confident it's going to happen, unless, of course, the movers are late or something happens.
We can take odds in the room here.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. It says it works for him too. So okay. So right now we have 3 confirmed people, including me. So me, PT McEwen, and Brick Jedi, the three of us are going to be on, and I'm probably going to recruit a couple others. So usually I like to have between 4 to 6 people with this. And as you saw with the wheel, we haven't decided on a minifig though, because usually we think about it with a minifig with the set. So we probably should think about that. Or you could just pick your own. Just pick any minifig you want, and then that's the character around the story.
That works.
So we're going to do that on Sunday. Don't forget Thursday is Thrifty Thursday. So Thrifty Thursday is going to be my usual time. In fact, I probably should say my usual time is, I'm going to say 8 p.m. So same time as today is Thrifty Thursday. And I'm looking at a couple different sets. I'm kind of leaning towards another Friends Room set, but we'll see what other deals I find, because the other day I was at Walmart and I found that set that is the Technic dump truck set. It was 177 pieces and it was awesome. It was 12 less than 12.50. I couldn't believe it. So you never know what's going to come up on Thrifty Thursday. So Thrifty Thursday, still going to do that from here. And then Sunday will be my official final move. I shouldn't say final because I have to go get my dog. So close to final. At least all the furniture will be moved by Sunday, because I have to be out of this apartment by Sunday. But anyway, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. Really appreciate you coming on the show too, PT.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Really great. I mean, because I know you've been on before with, other guests, but haven't really featured you, and you're an amazing builder. What's your next project? What are you working on next?
Moon base.
Moon base.
Chris Wright here at Lagola, he sent an email out saying moon base, and I had to laugh because about 2 months ago I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should look at doing moon bases. I was like, this is kind of cool, and I do have a little carrot farming habitat that I put together.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm going the wrong way. There's a little bunny rabbit in the corner. But yeah, so this is kind of me playing around. So I think I might have one of them is going to
be some of those dome pieces too. Those are cool.
Yeah, this was lug bulk, but
yeah,
I've got a bunch of these to make these little domes, and I'm just going to do a farmer's market and just have a plate with a bunch of these little domes, and then build a little farmer's market, fruit stand or whatever, if you will. Wow. The other one, which I wanted to build was I was going to build a mining, like a mining
camp.
Yeah, on the moon, right? And I was talking to a friend of mine, also in Lagola, Jordan,
right?
And he said we were talking. He says, yeah, they could be mining for cheese. And I was like, I started laughing and said, oh my God, Jordan, can I steal that idea? He's like, sure. So I ordered 300 of those little cheese wedges from Germany.
Oh my gosh.
The ones that have the little...
They came with Speedy Gonzalez?
They came with Speedy. So I got 300 of those coming. And I'm going to make we're going to mine for cheese on the moon. So
are you bringing that to Bricks Cascade, or is that going to be...
No. It probably its first showing will probably be ready this summer for June for Brickfest Live Pasadena. I think it's probably the first time, because it's a collab, because there's a bunch, there's probably 5 or 6 of us that are putting moon bases together.
Oh, wow.
And
nice.
so we'll be able to do that. And so those are a couple of my ideas, along with some other stuff. I've got a list of them. I have like 6 right now on my list that I want to build. So
right. I forgot to mention that PT is also a lug, or I should say LAN ambassador.
I am.
Right?
I am a Lego ambassador, correct. Yes.
And what does recognized community ambassador stand for? The Inland Empire, something like that?
Yep. TILUG is the Inland Empire Lego User Group. TILUG.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Pretty good, Spot. That's pretty funny.
Nice going, Spot. That's great. Well, once again, PT, thank you again for the nice gift. This was really sweet of you to send all these pandas and other things. Really appreciate that. And of course, you'll be getting one too, GLS. the Panda, care of PT McEwen. And as I mentioned, you've been one of my best supporters. Really appreciate all the encouragement you've given to me over the years, and really excited to be able to see you in person at Bricks Cascade, which is only coming up in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And I'm feeling so much better now. It's just,
That's
trust
good.
me, guys. I did, I think, a Thrifty Thursday with my Sig Fig, because I just said, you just don't want to see me right now. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. So, but thanks again, everybody, because you are listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And I am going to upload this to Rumble later. I just didn't have time to set up the port. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. You can always also put a comment in, tell us how we're doing. And here's my new P.O. Box. Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 87232, Vancouver, Washington 98684. And don't forget to follow p.t.mcEwen on Instagram to see some more of his builds too. Thank you so much, PT. It's always been great hanging out with you, and always love seeing your ingenuity with parts and being able to use, seed parts to get some great ideas.
Well, thank you
So,
kindly. Thanks for having me.
of course.
It was nice chatting with you.
Yes, nice chatting and nice getting to know you better. And yes, have a great night, Spot. Good to see you. Good luck on my move. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a couple stages. This one is stage 2. So stage 1, I went down there last Tuesday to pick up the keys. Just had my car full of stuff, and then stage 2 is the big move with the U-Haul truck, and stage 3 is the last one with my car and my dog. I could have done, I think, the car transport, but it was just, this weekend is crazy. It's like everybody is moving. Just trying to get, even a truck was hard to do. But yes, thank you. See you all on Sunday. Yes, I know Brick Jedi is going to be there with us. It's going to be fun. Nice stream, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. And thank you again, everybody. You guys have been great. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, thank you again for all your support, all your encouragement. It really, really, truly, truly means so much to me. And take care, and may the clutch be with you. See ya.
Ciao.
Bye.